So one thing we can talk about here is find the other angle if they're complementary. So we said complementary means they add up to 90 degrees. So if I'm telling you one of your angles is 14 degrees, what could one be that's with it that makes it complementary? So we think complementary means 90 degrees, so we just take 90 minus 14, and we get our answer. So we know if we took a 14-degree angle and a 76-degree angle that they're complementary to each other. Okay, bottom two, same idea. If we want this 82 degrees, what does our other one need to be in order for them to be complementary? So we just take 90 minus 82, and we'd get 8. And our bottom one here, we would take 90 minus 40, and we get 50 degrees, because these add up to 90, and these add up to 90. Same idea, only difference is we're talking about supplementary this time, and we said supplementary means 180. So if one of our angles is 125 degrees and we're trying to get it to be supplementary to 180, we would just take 180 minus 125. In this case, we'd get 55 degrees. For our next one here, we'd take 180 minus 89 degrees, and we'd get 91 degrees. And our last one, we'd take 180 minus 40 degrees, so we'd get 140 degrees. Okay, this is in picture form, not in word form. So if I said these are complementary to each other, what would this question mark have to be? Well, we know they add up to 90, so our question mark would have to be 50 degrees. Supplementary means 180, so looking at this picture, if we have one angle, it's 100. What other angle are we have in order to be supplementary? It'd be 80 degrees. This one, it doesn't say complementary, but we know they're complementary because of this right angle. Okay, right angles are always 90 degrees, so we know they're complementary because of that. So if this is 90 degrees and this is 70, what's left over for the rest of the angle would be 20 degrees. Something like this, again, it doesn't say supplementary, but we know it's a straight line, which is 180 degrees because it's a straight angle. So together they equal 180. So if you already have one that's 130, what's left over? Well, it would be 50. Back to vertical angles. We said vertical angles are equal and they're across from each other. So this and this would be vertical. This one and this one would be vertical. So they're exactly the same. So my bottom one would here be 105 degrees and my other one would be 75 degrees. Another thing to notice is that whenever you have two angles like this, they also are straight angles. So if we look here to here, we see that we have a line. So they're actually forming a linear pair. And you're going to notice that when you take those two pieces and add them together, you do get 180 degrees, which makes sense. If you look another way, you'd also see 180 degrees. We said 105 and 75, so there to there is 180 degrees. We'd look at it the other way too, from here to here, we'd get another 180 degrees. So it forms basically a big circle, which is 360 degrees. That's why we have all those 180 bridge gaps. So another type of question you'll see is I'll give you one angle and you'll look at a picture and you'll say, oh, I need to find out what the other angles are. A is 125 degrees, and one thing we just talked about is vertical angles are equal, so we can figure out C would be 125 degrees. And then we can also look at it and say, okay, well, these form a straight line, so if 125 plus something needs to equal 180, that leaves us 55 for this one. And since these are vertical, we get 55 for this one. Last part of your worksheet here is setting up equations and solving them. So we see the box and we know it's 90 degrees, so we set it up that way because these together equal 90, so we'll do 2x plus 70 equals 90. Then we continue to subtract 70, divide by 2, so x equals 10. Okay, if we plug it back in, that makes sense because this whole angle would be 20 degrees, and we know together they should be 90. Same idea. This means it's a 90-degree angle, so we know that if we add the little part of the angle plus the little part of the angle, we'll get a big part of the angle. Okay, so we're just going to add those pieces together, and we're going to set it equal to 90. In this case, we combine like terms, so we'd have 8x plus 10 equals 90. Subtract our 10 from each side and get 8x equals 80. divide by 8, so x equals 10. Similar to the other ones, except instead of setting equal to 90, because we have a straight angle or a line here, we're going to set it equal to 180. So 3x plus 60 equals 180. So 3x plus 120 equals 180. Subtract your 120. 3x equals 60. Divided by 3, x equals 20. For some of these, if you want to try them first and then look at my answer, that'd probably be a good idea, but that's up to you. So if we try this one, we'd add them both together because it's a little part plus a little part, kind of like when we were talking about segments, and it's going to equal the whole part, which in this case is 180. So we'd combine our like terms. 5x plus 5 equals 180. Subtract 5. So 5x equals 175. And I don't know what that is in my head. X equals 35. That sounds right. Should probably check here so you guys aren't all confused if I'm wrong. Yep, so x is 35. Okay, we now have vertical angles. We know vertical angles are equal, so since they're equal, we set them equal to each other. So we just do 3x plus 10 equals 70, and we'd solve. Okay, another one like that. Again, these are vertical angles because they're across from each other. Since they're across from each other, it means they're equal because they're vertical, so we're just going to set them equal to each other. So we subtract our 2x and get x. We add our 4 and we get 11. Last one here. So if we work through this one, we have lots of different things we can notice. We have 2x and 140 have a special relationship, which is that they're vertical. So we can set those equal to each other. So x is 70. But we also need to find y. So what we can do is a couple options here. We can plug 70 in for x, and we find out it's 140, which makes sense because the bottom angle is 140. So then we can look at that these two angles form a line, which equals 180 degrees. So what's left over if you take away 140 from 180? Your y would be 40. So your assignment for today is the angle relationships worksheet. Detailed answer key on the front table. Please look at it if you need help. Ask your friends if you need help. If you need help from me, please message me on Schoology or Mind 101. I'll do what I can to help you. I'll send you videos or something like that. Reminder, IXL is due Sunday. Don't forget, I'll send you your Mind 101. Get it done by Monday morning for sure. Your next quiz will be next Tuesday, so we'll see how that goes. All right, talk to you later.